from the Smoky Mountains in the eastern side of the Volunteer State. A year delay on this Cap Classic in Gatlinburg. Rain and storms canceled last year's inaugural event. So for the first time, we get to see a combination of players from all across the region. If I'm not mistaken, a combined between 6 to 8 states represented in the 3 softball games coming up. This is the softball edition of the 2025 Gatlinburg Cap Classic. Welcome to everyone watching around the world. I'm Spencer Thompson, proud to be with you in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Audio only on these broadcasts, technical issues down here at the softball field. We will do this on a radio-style call, but don't worry. For those of you parents who are going to utilize this game for recruiting methods, we have a physical camera recording everything from behind home plate, so that footage will be available after the game and through Rocky Top Sports World, so those will be on standby for you. But at least for this competition, we will have a audio-only feed. So let's get you your lineups. This is Team Integrity versus Team Service. Integrity is the designated away team, and they will be batting first. You have number 1 Addie Hicks from Clark Prep School out of Alabama. Number 3 Reagan Key, the Alabama-based Valley Head Tigers player. Addie Hicks playing on the pitching side, second base for Reagan Key. And right field, number 4, Kelson Ann Davis from Clark Prep School out of Alabama. Third base, number 6, Aiden Saavedra from the Cabarrus Stallions out of North Carolina. Number 7, Eden Klutz, the shortstop from the Cabarrus Stallions. Number 10 on second base, Cadence Wilkinson, also from the Cabarrus Stallions. Number 14, Drew Flint, playing catcher from Clark Prep School. Number 21, this gets tossed to first base and safe on first base for Team Services. Number 10, Callie Flanagan from Christ Church Academy. Got a grounder that was not caught by the first base player, and we already have a runner on first base here to start this out. You'll at least see the scoreboard will be kept up to date for you here on your screen. That will be accurate, and we'll do our best with the count and everything once we get through these lineups. Up to bat right now for Team Service is, I beg your pardon, that's for Team Integrity, is number 14, Drew Flint from Clark Prep School. Got an 0-2 count now here for Drew Flint. Fouls out behind. We'll continue going down the lineup. So number 10 on second base, Cadence Wilkinson from the Cabarrus Stallions on Team Integrity. Up to bat right now, Drew Flint, number 14, the catcher from Clark Prep School. Number 21, Katie Thomas, the pitcher from Clark Prep School. Number 22 at third base, Brooke Braswell from Clark Prep School. And number 77, the catcher, Mackenzie Bruckler from the Cabarrus Stallions, rounding out the roster. Clark Prep head coach Haley Clemens leading the team, assisted by Jania Finney from Jackson, Alabama, and bat boy Mason Saavedra. And we have a runner safe, stealing from Team Service on second base there. That was the leadoff runner for the Service who got to second base, so now in position, and a piece of the bat there for Drew Flint is there for the 2-2 count. For Team Service, number 3, Kiera Smith, the center fielder from Christ Church Academy. Number 10, Callie Flanagan from Christ Church Academy at the shortstop position. Number 11, Kylie Jordan, second base woman from Christ Church. Number 15, Rachel Samaniego, the first basewoman from Christ Church. Number 16, Kirsten Thomas from the Pack Panthers at the catcher position. Also from the Pack Panthers at the catcher position, number 20, Abigail Gibbs. As that count gets reset, we have one out here with Drew Flint striking out. And up to bat here, getting a piece of it for the foul, is Brooke Braswell. Continuing on the Service lineup, number 16, mentioned the players from the Pack Panthers, 16 and 20. Number 20 at third base, Kimber White from Southern Christian out of Alabama. Addie Hicks is number 22, the pitcher from the Pack Panthers. Bridget Keene, also from the Pack Panthers, wearing 32 at center field. And number 35 on first base, Maggie White from Southern Christian. Head coach Jason Aschenbrenner and assistant coach Rick Flanagan. Both of those coaches from Christ Church Academy. And we'll get into more of those storylines and everything else throughout the rest of this competition. A 2-1 count right now in the top of the first. Runner on second base. A piece of this goes deep in between and going towards the fence. It is gone. A 2-run homer for Integrity to start things out. And that 2-run homer is scored by Brooke Braswell. The sophomore from Clark Prep School has got it done, and it's 2-0 Integrity. Brooke Braswell, incredible on the year at a 1.225 slugging percentage. That is home run number 9 on the year for Brooke Braswell. Had 40 RBIs on this season. Is also a multi-sport athlete with serving on varsity basketball and being a part of the Beta Club on campus. And she's got a 2-0 lead for her respective team. Getting a piece of it is Katie Thomas, Brooke's teammate off of Clark Prep, the junior, who on this year had a batting average of .349, and she's got an 0-1 count to face here. And pitching for the service right now on the mound is 22, Addie Hicks from the Pack Panthers. Wind up for the pitch. This goes inside for the 0-2. Just inside the left of the strike box there for Thomas as she steps out of the batter's box to warm up and try to dig out of this hole in the 0-2. Her team leading 2-0. Wind up for the pitch. High up for the 1-2 count. One-two count. Swing and a miss, and a strikeout for out number 2 as Integrity leads 2-0. As we mentioned, the count reset, 2 outs. Looked like a foul ball went outside. And I beg your pardon, Katie Thomas is still up to the mound. Looks like the umpire ruled that it was a foul ball or got a piece of it. And Katie does get a piece of it to left field. It gets past the left fielder. Bouncing past to the fence. Katie Thomas is going to run into second. And she's going to go for the triple. Trying to go in. That's high and gets caught by the third basewoman. But a triple for Katie Thomas when she was facing the 1-2 count. At least on the stat line, Katie Thomas did not have any recorded amount of times she got onto base. And she is now in scoring position, 1 out here. And a strike for the 0-1. Up to bat here for Integrity is number 6, Aiden Saavedra from the Cabarrus Stallions. Saavedra's total career stats, she's got an on-base percentage of .635 and gets a piece of it for the 0-2. Did play travel ball in summer league for the Rowan Lady Legion, and stats unavailable for those travel league side, but getting the honor here as she swings and misses there for the strikeout for out number 2. Again, runner on third base, wind up, and a piece of it there for the foul on the 0-1 is got by Addie Hicks from Clark Prep School. The sophomore with a batting average of .403 on the year. Averaged 387 in her previous year. Gets a piece of it up past the third basewoman, and the runner will score. Coming in is Katie Thomas, who will get in for the 3-0 lead for Integrity to start out this ball game. And a great hit there by Addie Hicks. Up next, Kelson Ann Davis from Clark Prep School, the outfielder junior. Faces a 0-1 count now. Wind up in the pitch and gets a piece of it high up, but easily caught by the pitcher. That'll retire the side for this first inning. 3 outs as we head in between innings here in the 2025 Gatlinburg Softball Cap Classic. Integrity starting off very well in the first inning of action in this 2025 Gatlinburg Softball Cap Classic, and now Team Service will look to respond as this goes inside for the 0-1 count. And starting off the bat for Team Service is Addie Hicks from the Pack Panthers. That is the junior who her coach had a lot to say about her on the recruiting side as she gets a swing and a miss for the 0-2. And batting .455, and she's really good on the pitching side as well. And most of the accolades her coach mounted to as she gets a piece of this deep to right field, but it will be shallow and caught by, it did go deep, but it was caught by the outfielder in position, Addie Hicks, as that results in the first out of the Service's stride. Interesting note as well, Team Integrity, the only team here out of the 3 softball all-star teams that has a bat boy, Mason Saavedra, helping out there as the 1-0 count results off of the initial pitch here taken. Up to bat right now, Bridget Keene from the Pack Panthers. This will go high up for ball number 2. And up to pitch right now for Team Integrity is Katie Thomas, number 21, from Clark Prep School out of Alabama. The 2-0 count with a swing miss, 2-1. Bridget Keene, new to the Pack Panthers, batting .420 this year with a .474 on-base percentage. Lefty hitter. Tries to go for the bunt, and will result in strike number 2. Richard Keene, swing and a miss to get struck out on the 2-2 count. That will result in out number 2 here for Team Service. Not the start that they want, but they will look to Callie Flanagan to try and turn things around. The shortstop sophomore batting at .359 with 3 RBIs in the year. She's been a 3-letter starter on varsity. Although she's on the offensive stride here and faced an 0-1 with that strike, she is also the Defensive Player of the Year in 2024 and faces an 0-1 pitch here from Katie Thomas. Wind up, Thomas with a pitch, swing and a miss. Right down the center with that shot. 0-2 trying to keep some hope up here for Service in the first inning. High up for ball 1. Callie Flanagan trying to turn things around here. Katie Thomas with the swing, and that's a strike 3 and out. That'll retire the side, and that is strikeout number 96 for Katie Thomas, the junior, having a tear as we head to the top of the second. Integrity back up, leading 3-0. Back up to action in the top of the second. 3-0 lead for Integrity as they are back up to bat. It is a 1-1 count. Make that 1-2 with the ball falling out. And up to bat now, number 3 for Integrity, Reagan Key, the junior from the Valley Head Tigers, who this year, .353 batting average, .429 on-base percentage. Has got 18 singles, 5 doubles, and that goes past the glove of the pitcher right down the middle and make that number 19 on the single count for Reagan Key as she'll get on to first base. Team Integrity trying to make a statement early. They already have in the first inning, but trying to make this entirely out of reach for Team Service as going up inside the 1-0 count here. Up to bat number 77, Mackenzie Bruckler from the Cabarrus Stallions. 400 average, .450 on base percentage, .600 on her slugging game. As this will go low for ball number 2. Bruckler still facing Addie Hicks from the Pack Panthers. Pairs up for the 2-0. That one ruled inside for the 2-1. and Addie Gaunt on her pitching side. 72 strikeouts and 36 innings pitched, a 1.7 ERA. That goes inside for the 2-2. Runner now on first base here at this starting set of plays here in the second inning. Swing and got a piece of it, but that is going to go deep and foul outside into the trees that are just on the other side of the fencing for, I don't think they have a name for the stadium here for the Gatlinburg Pickman Highlander softball team. You would think with a lot of the other fields around these parts, they have a name for it. Got a piece of it there, did Bruckler for the 2-2 count on the foul. Here's a 2-2 for Bruckler. Almost it went to hitter on the hit by pitch, but a 3-2 count now. Full side with runner on first base looking to advance on the walk, possibly get a piece of this. Full count, Bruckler gets a piece of it, gets past the third basewoman's glove. Kimber White got it past, and the runner safe on first and second. A good single there from Bruckler, getting it down. And now up to bat, Eden Klutz from the Cabrera Stallions. The sophomore, usually playing the shortstop side, will head up to the plate as there's a discussion between White and Gaunt at the pitcher's mound. First pitch, swing and a miss. Looks like Klutz almost got a piece of it there. Regardless, goes easily into glove of the catcher. Beg your pardon, that's actually Abigail Gibbs, number 20 from the Pack Panthers on the catcher side. Strike two for the 0-2 count. Yeah, they've got two 20s, each of the players wearing their respective schools' jerseys instead of the usual All-American custom jerseys, maybe for the future. 0-2 count. This goes high outside for the 1-2. And Abigail Gibbs and Kimber White both wearing 20. Kimber White at third base for Southern Christian, and Abigail Gibbs wearing number 20 for the Pack Panthers. 1-2 count here. Got a piece of it for the grounder. Does go to the shortstop. They'll toss it to first. Won't get in there in time. Loaded bases. The ball lightly bounced over to the shortstop position and couldn't get the toss to first base in time. Had to make a split decision on where to toss it to. And now fully loaded bases here for integrity with no outs in the top of the second. Now up to bat, Caden Wilkinson from the Cabrera Stallions on first pitch. Gets a grounder past the shortstop. That's going to send a runner home. Reagan Key will get in. Bases will still stay loaded, and it's now 4-0 integrity. Great hit there, getting a piece of the ball, and it bounced past the glove of the shortstop on her right side. Wind-up pitch, another piece high up, a big hit by Drew Flint. One runner is going to go home, another one is coming in. 6-0 integrity, and runners will advance to second and third. Team Service having their struggles early on in the first two innings, and still no outs with runners on second and third. And I believe we are going to have a pitching change here. Coach Jason Aschenbrenner heading to visit to the mound. And at least it looks like for now they're just going to have a discussion, but just a mound visit. Doesn't look like they're going to make a pitching change quite yet. And even then, for team service, their main pitcher in Addie Gaunt is the only one listed as a pitcher. You've got alternates. Specifically, Kimber White can alternate as a pitcher from the provided positions here on the rosters, but Coach Ashenbrenner's sticking to his guns, just trying to calm things down, have a discussion with the entire team at the pitcher's mound. And that'll bring us to another pitch here, a piece of it going foul from Brooke Braswell, who was one of the players that opened things up in the first. Had the 2-run homer that opened up the scoring. Got another piece of it. This going deep. Left center field. It's caught by the center fielder. Runners tag and trying to dive for third safe, and another runner comes into Wilkinson at home plate. Runner on third, and it's now 7-0 Integrity. 4 runs in this second inning. Runner on third, and now coming up to bat. Swing and a miss for Katie Thomas. Thomas had a triple and a run in her appearances at bat thus far in the game, and we're only in the second inning. Faces the 0-1 count on the foul. Katie Thomas on the 0-1, high up for an even count at 1-1. Katie Thomas, the junior, faces the 1-1. Outside, 2-1. Got a piece of it, did Katie Thomas. Bounced in for the base hit, and it's going to be 8-0 Integrity. Getting home is Drew Flint. Katie Thomas with a batting average of 369 and 24, 349 and 25, has had 35 RBIs and continues to rack up on that number here in the Cap Classic. Saavedra up to bat now for Integrity. Faces a 0-1 count. Will get a piece of it deep to right center field. This will bounce in for a base hit. She's going to run to second. The runner will get to third, and all of them safe with still only 1 out in this second inning. Strike one. Up to bat, Addie Hicks back up, pitcher. Sophomore from Clark Prep School, finishing up halfway through her high school career. Faces the 0-1. This will go outside for even count. You have to imagine for team service, Addie Gaunt is just trying to survive the remainder of this inning, having a struggle with some of the best batters in the country. With the 1-1, piece of it will go foul to the left side. Hicks got a piece of it on the inside, the skinny end of her bat, and almost went to what we call the splash zone for the teams in the dugout. You know, they call it a dugout because it's usually supposed to be below the field, but these ones particularly interesting. They're ground level here in Gatlinburg. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss for the strikeout, brings up out number 2 as Addie Gaunt gets some life on the pitching side. Held the single season strikeout record with 203 last year and hit 500 career strikeouts last year as a sophomore. He sat at 577 career strikeouts. A piece of this by Kelson Ann Davis will go foul for the 0-1. Great career for Addie Gaunt. Trying to continue off of that here in Gatlinburg as it's a 1-1 count. Kelson Ann Davis for the junior from Clark Prep School. Still runners on second and third, even count, 2 outs here, top of the second, where it's been 5 runs scored in a single inning. Two-one count. Piece of it bounces straight to the pitcher. Easy toss to first, and that'll retire the side for this second top of the inning. Integrity opening things up. 5 runs scored in the second as they lead over Service in the Cap Classic. Kristen Thomas up to bat, faces now a 2-1 count here in the bottom of the second. Again, we're trying to troubleshoot these video issues here as that ball goes foul, hits on the outer side of the left foul line, and a 2-2 count coming up here for Kirsten Thomas of the Pack Panthers, number 16, as this Service team faces a 8-0 deficit. Got a piece of it. Still 2-2. Even count here at 2-2 here in the softball Gatlinburg Cap Classic. Kirsten Thomas facing a 3-2 here from, gets a piece of it, but that will go foul on outside of the right foul line. You had some players chasing after it, but couldn't get to it in time. For Integrity, Katie Thomas still at the mound. Not having as much issues on her end so far through this competition. Here's the 2-2. Pitch in front. That'll go low for the full count. 3-2. got a deep piece of it, right field, but a line drive directly caught by the right fielder for out number 1. Got a good piece of it on the full count. Did Kirsten Thomas, was trying to get some life into this service team, but did not get it shallow enough for a base hit. Now Katie Thomas with the pitch, a piece of it. That will be fair. Getting a grounder there, Kimber White. Yep, that is Kimber White. It looks like she got safe onto first base, so runner on first. Almost looked like it was an out there. And coming up now is Abigail Gibbs. So 20 was up to bat first. Now another 20 back up to bat. It was the Kimber White from Southern Christian, the sophomore. Abigail Gibbs, the senior, now up to the plate. Abigail Gibbs, second year, received Offensive Player of the Year last year for these Pack Panthers. Got a piece of it, foul, but got some power behind it as that went up and over the fencing. Abigail Gibbs batting .342 on the year, starting catcher position this year, as this is now an 8-0 advantage. Got a piece of it, 0-2. Pitch will go inside for the 1-2. Going outside for the even count at 2-all. Piece of it will go foul. And the umpire heading over to get some more softballs in the ball bag and gets back up to the plate here. A 2-2 count, 8-0 lead for Integrity over Service here in the bottom of the second. Service trying to at least make some sort of dent with a runner on first. And this will go high out, full count, 3-2. Abigail Gibbs trying to help her teammate in Kimber White, who's standing on first, waiting for the opportunity. Full count here for Gibbs. Wind up and pitch. This will go inside. It's a walk, and runner will advance. Runner's now on first and second with 1 out. And very lax on the substitutions here. A designated runner coming in for Gibbs. That's Kirsten Thomas of the Pack Panthers coming in for her teammate Gibbs. The freshman coming in for the senior. And now Kira Smith from Christchurch Academy, the junior. Swing and a miss for the 0-1. Wind up and pitch 0-1. Swing and a miss for the 0-2. And tagging back to first, trying to steal second in the slide in time. Runners at second and third. A good steal there coming in off of the bench. Kirsten Thomas in for Gibbs as the designated runner. And now runners at second and third. An 0-2 count here for Kiara Smith with 1 out. Wind up for the pitch. That'll be inside. Ruled a strike. Out number 2. And still runners in scoring position here with 2 outs. And coming up now for the Patriots for the team service representing the Patriots from Southern Christian. Swing, and that'll go foul. That's Maggie White, normally playing first base, the freshman. Faces the 0-1 with the foul. Pitch on the 0-1, high and outside, even count. Maggie White was the 2024 most improved varsity starter as an 8th grader. 290 average. She's got 3 doubles and 3 stolen bases on the year. Gets a piece of that. It'll go high up and outside the foul line, and it will not be caught, so just results in a 1-2 count. Runners will get back to their respective bases. Maggie White, also the team's most valuable player, 290 average this season, as mentioned, the Patriot Award. Coach mentioning she's had numerous travel ball awards, facing a 1-2 count. Swing and a miss for the out, and that will retire the side here as we get to the middle of this second inning. Still, or I beg your pardon, we get through the middle and through the bottom, all the way through to the third inning. Headed to the third here, Integrity up 8-0. Back to action here in the top of the third. Integrity leading over Service 8-0 in this 2025 Gatlinburg Cap Classic. Getting a little bit of light rain here. Starting to pick up a little bit, but as long as there's no thunder in the area, not too much of an issue. A 2-0 count being faced here by Integrity. And getting a piece of it there is Reagan Key. Will get it a grounder, tossed to first, high up, and ruled out just in time for the out. Good high up grab there by the first base player. Like Rachel Samanego from Christchurch getting the out. And a piece of it that will go foul. An 0-2 count coming up here for Mackenzie Bruckler. Two count. Two count right now for Bruckler. One out here and gets a piece of it deep to center field. And a diving catch made by the center fielder for the second out. Great catch made by Team Services' Kiera Smith to keep the runner from advancing. No runners on the bases. Coming up now here is Eden Klutz, the shortstop. Oh, 1 count. That pitch will go just inside the bottom center, inside the strike zone. 0-1 count here for Klutz. And that'll be an advance to the runner. She got hit by a pitch on her shin. Just walks it off, not seeming too shaken up by it. And runner advancing to first base. We got a 0-1 count right now. That's top of the third inning. Trying to get something going here. Are the defense for service trying to get a stop. So far, every inning has had at least 1 run. At least at this point, at least 3 runs or more through 2. Trying to get a swing on it. A strike there, Cadence Wilkinson. Faces a 2-2 count. 2 outs here in the top of the third. Swing and a miss there, and that will send us to the bottom of the third. Another scoreless inning, 8-0. Or actually, the first scoreless inning for Integrity here. So good work by the defense of the service as they head back up on offense. 0-1 count here as Service tries to fight back in this competition. Again, we apologize for the video issues, trying to troubleshoot those on our end. Had some technical difficulties. Doing our best we can with audio-only calling right now. It's a 1-1 count, an 8-0 lead right now for Integrity over Service. Swing and a miss up to the plate right now for Service. Kylie Jordan from Christchurch, the senior. And resulted in a strikeout, so 1 out here. Up for Service 15, Rachel Samaniego from Christchurch, the senior. Face a 1-0 count. Pitch, swing and a miss, 0-2. Beg your pardon, 1-1. Swing and a miss for the 1-2. Another swing and a miss, a strikeout to bring it up to 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Up to bat now for the Panthers. Addie Hicks from the Pack Panthers up. Umpire ruled she did not go on the swing, 1-0. High up for the 2-0. High up to, looked like it was high up there. Umpire rules a strike, 2-1. And Addie Hicks, the junior, heading into her senior year after the semester ends. Got a 2-1 count, swing and a miss for the even at 2-all. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third, getting close to the halfway point here. Actually already past the halfway point in this competition with the teams agreeing to play 7 innings. Piece of it, that'll go foul on the right foul line. Initially, the plan was to go 9 innings with this being an all-star game, but all the teams had scrimmaged each other, played against each other in scrimmages yesterday, and decided it made more sense to just go the 7-inning game since they were all very familiar with each other in the last couple of days. This is a grounder that'll get picked up by the third basewoman. Toss and safe in time. Good hit by Addie Hicks to get some life into team Service as you got a runner on first base. Got a piece of it, did Bridget Keene. Fouled out behind our press box vantage point here for the 0-1. A 1 outside, 1-1 count. 2 outs, runner on first base here in final frame of the 3rd inning. One pitch goes high and almost hit Addie Gaunt in the almost looked like it hit her up on her helmet, but managed to duck down at the right moment. It's Bridget Keene, I beg your pardon, Gaunt on first base right now as this goes to a 2-1. Got a piece of it, grounder past the pitcher, looking for the toss to first and out. That will send it to the 4th inning. Still 8-0 Service, trying to get on the board in some capacity and continuing with their struggles here as we head to the 4th. We begin the 4th inning in this 2025 Gatlinburg Cap Classic for softball game. We apologize for the lack of video, trying to fix that with technical issues going on our equipment side of things. Spencer Thompson trying to bring you the best audio coverage that we can, as this pitch will go outside, says the umpire, for a 1-0 on the attempt here from Integrity's 14, Drew Flint. Already an 8-0 lead for Team Integrity over Team Service as they went up 3-0 at the first and then scored 5 runs in the top of the 2nd. Held scoreless in the 3rd. This one will go outside again, results in a 3-0 count here on the ball side. Chance for Drew Flint to advance to first on 4 pitches. This will go inside 3-1. This will go high up outside for the foul. Grounder goes up, picked up by the shortstop, tossing to get to base, and gets the out in time. Trying to run was Drew Flint as she got a grounder right in between the shortstop and the third basewoman. Shortstop picked it up, tossed it over to first, and first out here in the top of the 4th. Pitch here looked like Brooke Braswell may have gone there for the swing, but ruled a ball. Didn't go into the full swinging motion from our perspective up here. Faces a 1-0 count coming up on this pitch. And Addie Gaunt still pitching here for this all-star team. 1-0 count. Make that 2-0 with the ball going on the outside to the opposite batter's box. .20 pitch will go outside, 3-0. Brooke Braswell sitting in the left batter's box. Righty. And multi-sport athlete, highest class GPA, 620 batting average on the year. 3-0 count with a pitch inside for the 3-1. And this will go for a walk. 4 balls will reset, and they will advance Brooke Braswell, which in the grand scheme of things, without greater batting average has been, probably makes more sense for that to happen instead of giving her another chance to get a deep shot. Mitch up. Braswell trying to steal as that'll go Katie Thomas up to plate and gets an 0-1 on the strike. Katie Thomas, as mentioned, teammate from Clark Prep, 349 on her batting average, faces a 1-1. There's an all-tournament team, 2-time team captain awards, got the pitching award twice. She was the ASWA first team All-State, the Mobile Terrific 22 honorable mention. Faces a 1-1, gets a piece of it, foul out behind all the fans for the 1-2. Time called by Thomas. Here's the 1-2. Thomas got a piece of it. It stays in fair, gently bounces inside. She'll get saved on first. The first basewoman couldn't catch the ball, and now it's runners in scoring position at first and third. 1 out here and a chance for more damage upcoming from Integrity if they're not careful as Aiden Saavedra comes up to the plate. Saavedra, normally the third base player for the Cabarrus Stallions at the junior side. Total career on-base percentage, .635. He's had 29 RBIs. This goes back for strike 1. Only had 1 home run in her career, but has had 29 runs total. Saavedra heading into the final year of her high school career, starting this fall. It's another mound visit from Coach Jason Aschenbrenner from Christchurch Academy. We'll get a discussion with the defense here, trying to lessen the damage. Had this similar mound visit in the second inning after a couple of runs were let by on some base hits. Hayden Saavedra, being a third basewoman in this competition, also alternates between right field, left field, and second base. Trying to increase her numbers on the RBI stats here. Again, only going to 7 innings, and if Service were somehow to make this back and lead 9-8 at the end of the top of the 7th, good piece there by Saavedra, but it is an infield fly as that will get caught and is an easy out there catch there by Callie Flanagan for out number 2. Now for Team Integrity, Addie Hicks stepping up. Gets a piece of it, but it'll go high up for a potential foul. And it's caught by the catcher to make the third out. Great catch there. And that should That's Abigail Gibbs making the catch behind. So that will take us to the middle of the fourth. Bottom of the fourth coming up here as Service tries to get on the board. Back to the bottom of the fourth. 8-0 lead for Integrity as Service tries to make a dent in the score table here as this goes outside for the 1-0. Chance up to bat here for Service is Callie Flanagan. Flanagan, a .359 under batting average, 3 years started as varsity. Strike one for the 1-1, swung for that one. Sophomore shortstop trying to make a difference in this game as she leads off here in the bottom of the fourth. That'll be ruled inside for a strike, 1-2. 1-2 pitch. Go high up, even count at 2-all. Swing on the 2-all, gets a piece of it deep left field, and it is caught by the outfielder for Integrity, Reagan Key. Got a good piece of it there, but that results in out number 1 here in the bottom of the fourth. Next up, pitch. This goes high up to bat now. Number 16 for Team Service, Kirsten Thomas from the Pack Panthers. That'll be the 1-1 count. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Outside 2-1. Grounder, left side, toss. Trying to go, it's too far and away to the first baseman. That was Mackenzie Bruckler tossed in the area, and going for the double here is Kirsten Thomas. She'll stay at second. One out here. Runner on second base. Wind up and pitch, swing and a miss. And one attempted there by Kimber White, facing a 0-1. Kimber White, the sophomore, was 2025 team MVP, 484 average, a 568 on-base percentage. He was also the 2024 Rookie of the Year for the Southern Christian Patriots. Playing here in this All-American Cap Classic, facing a 1-2 pitch. And that'll be ruled a ball for a 2-all count. And reset count there, 2 outs. Piece of it there from Abigail Gibbs. This will go foul and hit off of the roof of the dugout. Abigail Gibbs from the Pack Panthers not getting through. That was only a runner on second, so a previous strikeout on Kimber White. Now 2 outs, bottom of the 4th. And a piece of it, that'll go high and in between the center and right field, and that'll send a runner back. And for the first time today, Service will get on the board, and RBI, Kirsten Thomas, the runner who gets back in. Yes. You got a runner on first base now, and that'll go high and foul. Kimber White managing to get an RBI in for the first score of the game for Team Service. One count. Wind up in the pitch here. Getting a piece of it again is Kira Smith. That's the second time she's gotten some good contact on the ball, but it's gone far and outside of the right dugout. Faces a 1-2 count. And that is strike 3. Strike 3, and that will take us to the top of the 5th. The Team Service finally gets a run on the board, 8-1 in favor of Integrity. We're in the top of the fifth. It's a 1-1 count here. Integrity is back up to the plate, and batting now is Kelson Ann Davis from Clark Prep School. The junior outfielder now faces a 1-2 count. That's strike going inside. Two all count. Swing and a miss. That'll be a strikeout after a 2-2 count. First out there as Kelson Ann Davis not able to get on base. Reagan Key up, the second base player from the Valley Head Tigers. So go foul into the mesh for the 0-1. Strike two. Gets a piece of it, goes between the third basewoman and the shortstop. A single for Integrity's Reagan Key. Reagan Key, 429 in her on-base percentage on the regular season, 18 singles. We'll add that to her total as Mackenzie Bruckler will step back up. Mackenzie Bruckler at first base in the last inning. Got a piece of it. It does get caught by the second basewoman. Tagged to second, tagged to first, unsuccessful. First basewoman couldn't secure it. There isn't a second out there, but Bruckler will stay safe on first. Seemed like a similar situation. Bruckler was on first base in the last inning and could not secure the ball to get the runner out on the opposition, and gets the benefit on the other side of her opponent not making the catch, as that will go for the 1-0. Outside 2-0. This is Eden Klutz at the plate. Sophomore shortstop facing a 2-0. Swing and a miss, 2-1. Got two outs here in the top of the fifth inning. Again, Integrity since scoring 3 in the first and 5 in the second. This goes in. We'll go inside, 2-2. We're unable to score in the third and fourth innings. The defense for Team Service stepping up. Piece of that goes foul. Piece of it again for another foul, 2-2. And we'll go inside, full count. And just inside of the left batter's box, and good awareness there from Eden Klutz. She faces the full count pitch. Got a piece of it for the foul, and that's why we have the mesh and why we have the windows. He almost went on target to hit me or our mixing board up here for our software. Same reason why in hockey you've got the boards around the rink. In a similar situation like that where where a hockey puck would have certainly hit me right in the skull if there was not any plexiglass there. 3-2 full count. Swing and a miss, and retiring the side for the strikeout. Escapes the inning with no damage. 3 straight innings that this integrity team has been held scoreless. 8-1 heading into the bottom of the 5th. We return back to action here as we head to the bottom of the 5th. This game chugging right along here in the Smoky Mountains. High up pitch will result in a 1-0 on Maggie White from Southern Christian. The most improved player in 2024 was a varsity starter in her 8th grade year, facing a 2-0 count here. The freshman is up to the plate inside 2-1 on that pitch. Did not swing for it. This is a 2-1. Swung on that one. Even count at 2-all. And Team Service managed to get their first run of the game in the last inning, bottom of the 4th. Trying to go slowly but surely. They've gotten the defensive stops they needed in the last 3 innings. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the windup. Goes inside. Swing and a miss, and strikeout for Maggie White. Caught the freshman swinging. As now Kylie Jordan from Christchurch will step up, and a mound visit between the catcher and pitcher here. It's Addie Hicks having a discussion with her catcher in Drew Flint. Kylie Jordan, senior, will step up here. 320 batting average, second on the team in doubles this year, 4-year starter and a 2-year captain as that ball goes up into the mesh for the 0-1. One on the windup. Looked like she was going to try to go for the bunt there and did not fully go for the swing. 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Looked like Kylie had some power behind that swing, wanted to send it towards the fences, but couldn't get the contact. 1-2 with one out, bottom of the fifth. An 8-1 lead for Team Integrity over Team Service. Swing there in the middle for a strikeout, out number 2. 2 strikeouts in the bottom of the fifth for Addie Hicks. We'll go inside for strike 1. Bottom of the fifth, Team Service. Rachel Samanego from Christchurch, the senior. 3-year starter. She was 4th on the team in batting average. Swing and a miss for the 0-2. Coach listed her as an outstanding teammate on her nomination form as well. Trying to prevent it from being a 3-strikeout game. 3-strikeout inning, I should say. Swing and a miss, and it is 3 strikeouts to retire the side. Addie Hicks on fire as we head to the top of the 6th inning. Back to action, top of the 6th here as Cadence Wilkinson from the Cabarrus Stallions will step up to the plate. Now, I'm not sure if you guys, I know we can hear it on our headset because it's kind of loud here. They're doing construction over on the side of the parking lot. You can, as this ball gets pieced to Cadence Wilkinson deep, gets caught by the center fielder around just outside of the mound. And we're back to video footage. We appreciate everybody's patience. We have a 1 camera angle that's behind home plate here. And as mentioned, for those of you who might have been concerned about footage being lost from earlier in this game, we have been recording on our SD card on the camera. So all of the footage will be accessible afterwards for this year's Cap Classic, especially this first game. It should have footage for the rest of the games going forward. This grounder gets past. Catch not made by Callie Flanagan, and a base hit to get to first. Runner to first now after that hit. Top of the 6th, that was Drew Flynn who got a crack on that one. Glad we were able to catch that one on video. Now a 1-0 count now. Make that a 1-1 count. Team Integrity's Brooke Braswell trying to put some more damage on. Got a piece of it deep to center. Not much to worry about as that'll be out number 2. 1-0 pitch coming up here for Katie Thomas, pitcher from Clark Prep School. Inside, even count. Katie Thomas with a 349 average. Lets that one for the 2-1. Academic awards, part of several National Honor Societies, Beta Club, National Honor Society, Pi Theta Kappa, and dual enrollment. 25 plus ACT pennant on the English portion. As she faces a 2-2 count. Needed to make sure something was clarified. There's a ball that went into the outfield. The roll up, got a piece of it, foul. Still 2-2. And that'll go inside. It's 3-2. Full count coming up here for Katie Thomas. And got a piece of it. Shortstop immediately reacts to it, and that'll be an out at first, and that will take us to the middle of the 6th inning. No score for the Integrity. They've not gotten a run on the board since the 2nd inning service. Take it back to the bottom of the 6th. They're down to their last 6. Bottom of the 6th inning here in Gatlinburg. Again, we appreciate everybody for their patience on the video issues. Shout out to James Shannon for all the troubleshooting behind the scenes trying to get it to work. We ended up having issues with the camera itself and managed to get it fixed. Still bottom of the 6th here. Make it a 1-2 count on those respective pitches. And facing right now in the bottom of the 6th for service is Addie Gaunt from the Pack Panthers. Addie Gaunt batting .455. Most of the accolades that our coach put in on the nominations form, you mentioned batting .455, but does have a record about stolen bases, as that will be an advance on a walk on the full count and runner on first. So Addie Gaunt may have a chance to do that. She holds the program single-season stolen base record at 23. If I'm not mistaken, we may have seen a stolen base or two from Addie Gaunt in this game, but it's been one of those competitions where anything has happened, just like anything that happened here with this bat being cracked deep. A chance there for Bridget Keene, who brings up the first out. Still a runner on first base with tagging back, and now Callie Flanagan back up to the plate. Swing and a miss. Flanagan at .359 on her batting average. She's got 3 RBIs. She's Defensive Player of the Year last year and a 3-year starter on the varsity squad. Faces an 0-2 count with 1 out. Rolling for outside, 1-2. One will go low, even at 2-2. 2-2. Got a piece of it, as that will go foul. It's like the anticipation from players where they, of course, coach that way, where you still act as if the ball is going to go fair, you advance, or it's not going to be caught by the runner after, or I beg your pardon, the defense after they maybe miss the catch. Here's the 2-2. Got a piece of it. This will go past the umpire and the second basewoman, and safe on first and second. Good advancement, as only 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Service maybe shaping up to have some sort of momentum going in this stanza. Got a piece of it, did Kirsten Thomas, as this will float up, and the runners will tag first and second without number 2. All it took was 1 pitch. An 0-1 count being faced here. The freshman and Maggie White back up to the plate. Right base is the 1-1. Maggie White just waiting for her to unlock, waiting for her to get some sort of momentum going here. Faces the 1-1, could be at any point. High outside, 2-1. But runners will advance, second and third with that pitch going high. And now runners in scoring position. Originally had the runner on second who was in that scoring position, but now both of them on a dangerous chance here. Only down by 7. but certainly down to their last 4 outs. This goes low, toss, tag back to third. 3-1. Again, the benefit here for service, they've got the bottom of the 7th that they could potentially work with. Integrity certainly has been known to score quick and open as it results in a full count for Maggie White. Trying to get out of this situation. Star freshman on the full count, 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. This will go inside for the strikeout, and that will send it to the end of the 6th inning. 3 outs left for service to try and make a comeback. Integrity up to bat in the top of the 7th. One more inning, 2 more frames in this first of 3 games in the 2025 Gatlinburg Cap Classic, as that'll go low for 1-0 count. Spencer Topset. James Shannon, our producer, director, troubleshooter, is calling the baseball games up on the higher fields, as this is a swing and a miss for the 1-1. Got more games coming up, total of 3 for each of baseball and softball. This is 1 of 3, 2 and 3 coming up afterwards. 3:30, the start time for game 2. This will go low for 2-1. Bringing you all the action here from the Smoky Mountains, Rocky Top Sports World. This will get pieced on for strike 2 for the 2-2. Inside, full count. Saavedra up on the full count here, top of the 7th. This will go low and advance a runner to first. Got a piece of it. Shortstop at it. Bounce off of her glove and arm. Addie Hicks getting it through. Runners to second and third. They're going to send the runner back home to get in, and it's another run. First score since the 2nd inning for Team Integrity. Addie Hicks getting a piece of the ball there, and The shortstop not able to fully possess, and a noticeable pitcher change. Abigail Gibbs from the, actually, I beg your pardon, Kimber White is now pitching as this will go deep. Kelson Ann Davis gets her ball caught by the center fielder, and the runner will advance to third, closer scoring position, as that will give us the first out. And up to bat now, Reagan Key for the Valley Head Tigers with the runner on third. Only one out here in this top of the seventh. And another piece of it, Reagan Key drops in for a base hit and going back home, make that now 10-1. Piece of it, Bruckler, that's fair, goes past the first base woman, and both runners safe on first and second. Only one out, and things have started to open up with the pitching game here after Kimber White was sent to the mound to pitch, looks like the final three, trying to get to these final two outs. Got a piece of it, did Klutz. It goes high and shallow, drop just past the second base, and it's now a fully loaded base situation here for Integrity. Only one out here in the top of the seventh. Chance for a double play here. Wilkinson got a piece of it, trying to go for the catch. That goes past the mesh. You like the effort there from Abigail Gibbs. And some great effort there under the home plate did the sophomore. 0-2 count coming up. Cadence Wilkinson trying to at least get a base hit here. Second-year Stallions player. Count is 1-2. One-two count, got a piece of it. That's ruled foul. One-two count. It's outside, 2-2. Cadence Wilkinson, the junior, for a chance. Got a piece of it. That goes foul. She's the only returning varsity player to advance to the red team for the Stallions in her second year. Multi-sport athlete as a cheerleader. She was in the Gatlinburg All-American Bowl as a cheerleader. 2-2. That goes inside. Full count. She knows this environment very well. Maybe she's seen it from across the way if she was cheering on these lower fields. Full count. That hits the ground, and the runners will advance. Another run to make it 11-1. And now Drew Flint up to bat, the junior. On-base percentage of .557 with that first ball. Got a piece of it for the foul, 1-1. (11-1). This goes low and outside. No runners will try to advance. 2-1. Drew Flint only facing one out here in the top of the 7th. 2-1, got a piece of it. That'll go inside. That's looked like it was going to go inside the foul line, but that is ruled foul. 2-2. Bases loaded for Drew Flint to try and get a base hit here. Gets a piece of it, goes center. That's a base hit, and that's at least one runner back, and it's now 12-1. Inside strike. Brooke Braswell looking for a piece of it. 1-1. Got a piece of it past the pitcher, down into center field, and trying to get back. It's now 13-1. Klutz will get into home. Katie Thomas back up the home plate. Inside 0-1. Got a piece of it. 0-2. Wonder if anybody keeps those softball souvenirs that go behind us here in the go about for the foul balls. 0-2. It's down in the dirt. And they'll advance a runner on that. 1-2 count. 13-1. Now no runner on first base with the runners advancing second and third. 5 runs in this top of the 7th. Integrity trying to leave no chance. 1-2 count. Got a piece of it. Foul. One-two pitch. Trying to get a piece of it there. Wanted to check the swing. Didn't go. 2-2. 2-2 pitch. Inside for strike 3. Brings up out number 2. Saavedra up to bat now. Runners on second and third here. 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Already a 5-run inning. Apologize for the audio going out for a few minutes there, ladies and gentlemen. We're back here. Score, I believe, should be 13-1. It's now 2 strikes. And it looks like we're getting to the final out here in this first game of the Cap Classic. We'll keep the audio on to try and get you the MVPs of the game, Golden Arm as they're called, and the respective honors. 1-2 here. Final last gasp of breath here for Team Service. And that'll do it. That's the end of this first game in the 2025 Gatlinburg Cap Classic softball between Team Integrity and Team Service. Certainly coming up next in the softball side, it'll be Team Commitment versus Team Integrity. So Integrity, after a dominant victory, will have their second game here in midday as the teams will all shake hands and wrap things up here. That's Team Integrity, Katie Thomas getting an award, as well as Brooke Braswell both getting awards for Team Integrity on winning this game. Well, that's going to do it for game 1 of 3. We got Team Integrity and Team Commitment coming up here, and the softball action continues here from the mountain. On behalf of all the hardworking men and women that make this run so smoothly, I'm Spencer Thompson saying so long from Gatlinburg. 13-1, the final score in this softball game where Integrity gets the job done against Team Service.